Hi, this is Mike, and we're looking at the possible scenario here where potentially we're still in wave C. And if you have a look at my account for the start of it, it doesn't exactly fit the normal mold of what you'd expect a wave C to start like, which is why I believe it might be accurate. So, having a look at this structure, I can see that there's no real proper move here. It's a weak move. So I can see a zigzag there, a corrective pattern, a zigzag here, a corrective pattern, and a zigzag here, right? So yeah, sure, you take the zigzags there and they kind of line up sort of a bit longer at wave one, but I thought, yeah, this doesn't look quite right. So if you think that wave one ended down right here before we broke support, well, as soon as we broke support, I could see a wave A, B, right? And then a C, D, E pattern, which means that we've only just come back to 0.618 now, right? So if this is to be accurate at all by any stretch of the imagination, then I think that wave two could just be completing now. So don't quote me on this, right? But I think this is why we had to pull back the way we did, is because the first move down was weak, and weak moves typically get a deep correction. Right now, it would have been easier for me to just assume that maybe this correction is over, except it doesn't make any sense, right? To assume that maybe this was a C wave complete and that's a D and E and we're done, well, that would mean we're going long, and that was the end of wave four. The problem with that is that wave four was too small, right? Way too small. When we're expecting a move back down to the previous wave four, sorry, back here, 1.04802, right? That type of correction is way too small. So it's hard for me to say, okay, it was just a really small D and E. What do you mean? The whole thing is too small already. We can't be looking at that, right? It's ridiculous. So I thought, okay, wave C is probably still going on. Weak wave, five wave move for wave one, A, B. Yes, the B looks like sharp. It's because a lot of people trade in this head and shoulders pattern, right? So you'd expect that. And then the bounce to me was CDE. Okay. As it progresses, it keeps looking weaker, right? So CDE, there's no length, there's no rule for the length that has to be. So if we're having a look up really close here, just for the sake of wave analysis, right, this could be the last move happening now, but I just want to go through this first before I jump the gun, because that's easy to do. Oh, there we go, turning around now. Oh no, there's a bit of volatility going on. I think it's deciding whether or not it wants to be bullish or bearish. Except potentially, I think this is bearish, and we're going to find out very soon, I believe. So right here, we're looking at potentially a wave one zigzag, wave one, somewhere around there, wave two, somewhere around there, and then a wave three zigzag here. I think potentially wave four, sharp wave four, and then a wave five zigzag right there. Okay. So is there any rules broken? Probably. Let's find out. Now, this one here looks too long. It's not a good thing. Oh, yes, it is too long. Okay, so that's a problem. That can't be it. So what about if we had a wave A, B, C, D, E? Oh boy. All right. Well, first of all, I'll pay attention to the lows. We had this little mini zigzag structure here. Okay, that right there could be wave one. This could be wave, sorry, three. Could have had a basically like an A, B, C, D, E, and then a wave five there. So technically, it could be wave E completed, but it's just way too small for me to see. And typically, when stuff's like that small, it's crazy. So I suppose line in the sand here could be this high here. We're so close to hitting it, might as well hit it now. Get it out the way. There we go. Beautiful. Just really just get rid of that idea because I didn't like it. So how could we be looking at this? It's hard. It is. It's really hard. Like, what about straight five wave move? How's that? Okay. So potentially like what, a one to here? That doesn't make sense. It has to be small wave one, I think. A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So small wave one, A, B, C, D, E, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. There we go. Now we're starting to make a bit of sense. So A, oh, hang on, that doesn't look right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a weak, could be a weak one. Maybe it ended here. 1, 2, 3, 3, A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, look, I'd say it's about probably at the end there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we're in wave four now. So A, B, C, D, E. We just made a new high. So could that be wave four there? Well, typically, yeah. Wave four ends, expanded wave four ends near the top of wave three, I suppose. That's one way to look at it. A, B, C, D, E. All right. Well, if that's a five wave move there, then we'd need to make one more high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really weird wave five wave move. Type 2 weak five wave move coming right up. Just make one more high for me, please. And then potentially that could be the end of wave 2. Okay. Yeah. Just one more move up should make sense at least. And that's the problem with this thing. If it doesn't make sense, then it's really not working out. So I'll give it a minute just during this video. Why not? I think it's worth it. If we see that happen and then we see some kind of reaction, it's worth it to wait a minute, because then that means we'd have to see a reaction to the downside that breaks this little mini low here. Okay. So let's make this the line in the sand. Okay, now that's a very messy, messed up wave E. So it definitely is way worse than the C. The C was pretty bad as it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but at least that makes a bit more sense than this chop. In terms of RSI, no help there. 5 minutes probably better. Any divergence? Hang on, that's not even. Yeah, no divergence whatsoever. So RSI being helpful as always. Let's just no, RSI is completely useless. No surprise. I mean, I don't really use it that much. If we break the support here, We're going lower. Yeah. Before I go and assume anything else, I want to wait and see what happens here, because I've already done the analysis here, and for wave 5 to be a zigzag, it'd have to make some kind of sense, right? Uh, yeah, like you could have zigzag 3, I suppose. Look, I don't want to get into that. I just want to see a new high, so then we can look for a short. Well, I'm already short. If I get stopped out, so be it. Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, just going back and looking at this, right? It's the whole idea that it's a weak start to wave C, that gives me this idea. For me to think that that's a wave C and then a DE, like I said, pretty bad idea. Like, I don't think that's the case. For me to think this is a whole wave C, I think that's inaccurate. Even though I'm calling this one a B down here, um, you have to look at the rest of the structure. Yeah, it's zigzag 1, zigzag 3, and zigzag 5, unless this is an A, B, C, D, E, potentially. Either way, it still equals the same thing. Um, like, that is not a bad idea at all, but to think that this is just a zigzag on its own, well, for starters, you've got a pretty long wave A and a very short wave C. Doesn't make sense, right? If anything, we're looking at A, B, C, D, E, small B, C, D, and then E, not too big either, right? Yeah, so that's a wave 4. I'm leaving it at that. It's hard enough to try to figure that out without questioning yourself too much. But overall, week 5 wave move down, A, B, C, D. Here we have a D. I believe that's a D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 week 5 wave move. A, B, C, D, E, and then another 5 wave move. That's my opinion. That's a D. As bad as it is to try and work that out, I think it's a D. Okay, what's going on at the high? Let's have a look. See, it still doesn't want to go down yet. I think it's still trying to produce that 5th wave, right? If you look at the RSI on that, it's once again, it's no help. And I suppose that's kind of normal for a weak 5 wave move, is because it is losing steam every time. And I suppose that's why they get retraced really quickly. In the case of a top, it's disastrous. So it's a catastrophe, really. But here we go. Coming up for the move now. And has to be shorter than, I suppose, wave 3 is kind of not as long as wave 1, I think. Yeah, so it has to be shorter than wave 3, which it will be. If it grows any longer than wave 3, I'm like, nah, I'm out of here. So here we go. Just going to put the line in the sand around there. If it goes any longer than this, all right, it's wrong. And like I said, it's hard enough to figure it out as it is. Trying to make sense of this stuff, it's a bit nuts. But here we go. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, it wants to. Come on. There we go. Just a little bit more. Prove me wrong. Come on. You can do it. Prove me wrong. No, doesn't want to. Can't push up anymore. Just break this low down here and we'll call it a day, hey? There we go. So we have that right there. We have a bit of resistance there. Small degree resistance. Yeah. Oh, what? He wants more. I think he's got some more left. Could be that final push coming in. Maybe we'll put this one here and that one there. It's about right. Oh, it could be done. All right. Come on. I've only got four minutes left. All right. So on the RSI, it did push above the rest of them. Yeah, I mean, that's such a small degree. I mean, like it could get more ridiculous, but I hope it doesn't. Right, it could be like 1, 2, 3 is in progress, and then 4, and then hit that 80%, and then bang. But I just hope it just goes down now during this video. Otherwise, come on. Yep. So I suppose the other thing I can mention is, yeah, we're still right before the non-farm payrolls coming up in a few hours. So, once we start topping out here, if we do, then look, it's wave 3, right? It's wave 3. So if you think about it, if this was anything else, like it'd have to just explode to the upside. And starting off the way this did, um, look, anything's possible, but does the things really get this weak when you're dealing with, like moving down? I can understand being like a strong, sharp decline, but like anything else, like for example, right? Let me give you this example here. Let's just say, for argument's sakes, that this is a C wave, okay? And this is a D wave, even though it's probably not, it's not long enough to be a D wave, right? The C wave is too short. Right? It's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Like you'd have to see a 5 wave move down for E, and then you'd get a move up to finish whatever wave we're in. Because seriously, if this is wave 4, that's just totally ridiculous. The only other thing could be is that the previous wave hadn't finished yet. Like, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case, because I tried looking at that before and it made no sense. Like it couldn't possibly fit another 4 and a 5 in there. Like it's just overdone. So that's why I'm sticking to this view. Otherwise, I would have probably considered the other one. Might have even changed it a little bit, and I didn't. I just couldn't. So I need to be proven wrong first, and then we can deal with that. But look, at this stage, it's oh, look, it can make one tiny more move up if it had to. I think it'd be fine. I wouldn't blame it for trying. But just even if we break this low here, I think it's done. And then this low, even more confirmation. Anyway, I guess we'll find out. I'm running out of time. I'll catch you in the next